Hey, what is up, team? Brandon here from Go Headquarters, bringing you the full breakdown for today's workout. We have some single leg, stiff leg deadlifts on the agenda. We've got a little bit of core work, and then for a Metcon, we've got some kettlebell swings and burpees over the kettlebell. So let's get you guys started with your warm up. I would like you to pick 2 items, any 2 out of that list right there. So you can either do a 400-meter run, a 500-meter row, or a 0.7 mile air bike ride. So I don't care which 2 of those you pick, but give me 2 of those. I particularly would pick the row today just because we have hip hinge work and I like getting my low back ready to perform that type of movement pattern. So I'd recommend including that row as one of your 2, but I'm leaving it up to you. So after you've done 2 of those, we're gonna move on to 2 rounds of 10 good mornings, 5 stripper squats, and 3 burpees. So for your good mornings, guys, I would just use a white bar for this, something really light. So bar goes into my back rack position. I'm going to assume a hip width stance. I'm gonna take a pretty narrow grip on the bar. So don't be lazy about that grip and the posture, guys. Lock all of that in, right? So the shoulder blades should even be squeezed together. From here, neutral lumbar curve, I'm going to hip hinge until I feel a big pull on my hammies. That's back here, and then squeeze your butt and hamstrings to come back upright. So don't fault by rounding out or locking your knees or bending your knees or any combination of those things. So 10 good mornings. Then I'm gonna do 5 stripper squats. So I'm going to assume my squat stance, so my heels are about shoulder width. I'm gonna come down into the bottom of the squat. My feet are flat here. I'm gonna wedge my fingers underneath my toes, and I'm gonna pull my chest up nice and tall. Oh, my microphone cable's caught here. Okay, so I'm pulling my butt down and my chest up at the bottom, and then I'm gonna leave my fingers here, and I'm gonna shoot my butt up to the sky. So this is obviously stretching out the backside, and hang out here for a second before coming back down. So from the bottom to the top is a rep. So hook me up with 5 of these. And that's just meant to kind of mobilize your spine and hamstrings. And then of course we've got 3 burpees, guys. So hands to the floor, chest and thighs to the floor, jump forward, and then jump up in the air with your hands over your head. Okay, so that's warm up phase B, 2 rounds, 10 good mornings, 5 stripper squats, 3 burpees. Then we need to get into your strength. So next up, we are gonna do some single leg, stiff leg deadlifts. I'm gonna demo this with the barbell today, but you guys can use whatever you've got for load, right? Dumbbells, kettlebells, a kettlebell, whatever. So sets and reps. We've got 4 rounds. We're gonna do 5 reps per leg on the single leg stiff leg deadlift. And we're gonna pair that with either 3 strict toes to bar, hanging from a bar, just a dead arm hang, or if you prefer those hanging ab straps that you're maybe on shoulder restriction or something like that, I will take 6 straight leg lifts within those straps. But those are strict either way, guys. So for our single leg stiff leg deadlift, I've got my barbell overhand grip about shoulder width. I'm gonna show you guys this from the side like the good morning. It's basically the same thing as the good morning, guys. It's just on one leg, and our back leg comes up nice and pretty with our spine. So I'm gonna stand on my left leg. I'm going and getting my balance now. I'm locking in my posture. My back leg is gonna be locked in with my spine. Hopefully they are in line. And then I'm gonna keep the bar close to my leg, and I'm gonna hinge over, keeping my balance and keeping my back leg in line with my spine until I feel a good pull on my hamstrings, and then it's time to come back up. Okay, so I'm standing on my left leg. I'm working my left hamstring here. Just like the good morning we did earlier, there is no depth standard here. So don't think, oh, I need to go lower, I need to touch the floor. That is not true at all. You're probably gonna be limited by your balance and your mobility. So 5 on that leg, and then switch legs. So I am looking for, when we go down, a couple points here, right? Number 1, lumbar curve maintained. Okay, we shouldn't see that round out. The knee is just unlocked, but it is frozen. So often I see when people hinge over, they bend the knee more or they lock it out completely. So we want to stay just in that sweet spot of maintaining an unlocked position. And And then of course the third main fault would actually be the back leg. So most often I see it trailing behind, so someone will hinge over and that leg back here is not in line with my spine. So that glute needs to fire to stay in line with the spine, okay? And obviously we're working the leg of the grounded leg, okay? The hamstring and backside of the grounded leg. So then I'm gonna head over to my pull-up bar. So I just did 5 per leg there in theory. So then I'm gonna get up onto my pull-up bar. So toes to bar from a dead hang and straight legs. I'm going to, with a strict action, pull my toes up to the bar, control back down to stillness, not kipping, and then of course I get to fire out my next rep. Okay, so we're looking for, again, 3 strict toes to bar, or if you are in those hanging straps, both legs will go together just like my demo, but you'll do 6 of those. You won't get as high because you're kind of limited with those straps, but we are looking for strict action and both legs to come up together. So reviewing 4 rounds, 5 per leg, single leg, stiff leg deadlift on a barbell, dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you've got, plus 3 strict toes to bar. So 4 rounds of all that stuff, then we move on to your Metcon. So for conditioning today, folks, we need preferably a kettlebell, but you could also use a single dumbbell if it's heavy enough, or you could do the double dumbbell version that we've gone over in the past. So again, just using what you've got. But on the agenda, 5 rounds for time, 20 Russian kettlebell swings, and 8 burpees over the kettlebell. So Russian kettlebell swing is going to be eye level. So good 2-handed grip. I'm about in my squat stance typically for this, so my heels are about shoulder width apart. I am going to maintain that lumbar curve. You guys see a theme for the day so far. And then I'm going to squeeze my butt and jump my hips open violently until this thing is up at about eye level. So I'm going to do 20 swings. Then I'm going to do 8 burpees, jumping laterally over my kettlebell. So we went over burpees in the warm-up. It's the same thing. What we're adding is a 2-foot takeoff, 2-foot landing. So I just set my kettlebell, as you can see by the handle, in its tall height. So let's talk about scaling this workout a little bit. If you feel like that is like either unsafe or just out of your ability range, cool. Just lay this sucker down, and that takes off inches because that handle is down. So then that jump standard has obviously now been reduced. Okay, so that's one way you can scale the burpee. A lot of people don't like jumping over objects because they're scared they're gonna trip. So maybe that reduces the barrier of entry in that department, right? So that's your Metcon for today, guys. 5 rounds for time, 20 kettlebell swings, and 8 burpees laterally over the kettlebell. So hopefully all you need is a kettlebell and some floor space for that one. If for some reason you don't have space to do lateral burpees, cool, just do burpees in place. No big deal if you don't have that much floor space. Not a problem. So hopefully you guys feel your low backs and hamstrings in good ways from this workout today. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, stay fit, keep punching. We'll see you next time.